What up, guys? Alchemist here, and I got something nice for you. So, like I said, I'm gonna give y'all a Glaive build without the Triton Vice on. I kind of want to say meta, but I feel like Triton Vice is still strong, so I will say they both are meta. But here goes a Triton Vice, a Glaive build without Triton Vice on. That is very useful, very good on Hunter in-game content if you're a Glaive player. Okay, so the Glaive we're rocking is none other than Refusal the Call. It's a strand Glaive that came out this season with episode of Heresy, and I got a god roll, but I will also say I will want a different roll as well. So on our roll we got Slice because we will be spamming our class ability in this build, so we might as well sever the targets we swinging on to make them do less damage to us. And because we got the artifact on, they're gonna be doing 52% less damage, so we don't have to worry about throwing our threaded spike at everyone. We can just swing on them and it will sever them, right? And then we got sword logic. So when we get final blows with this weapon, it boosts our damage up based on what enemy we killed, and it you know, as you keep killing it, it keep making the timer stay on even longer in the strength. So this is a very good build right here, roll right here. But I'm gonna be honest, instead of sword logic, I would have preferred close to melee, because I love using projectiles on Glaives, and that would have boosted up my melee damage, and I could just kept swinging on enemies with that damage buff instead of having to get kills to get the damage buff. But this is a god roll. I highly recommend Slice in the first slot though. Second slot, sword logic or close to melee would be the god roll. We're rocking Power of Ambition in here, so when we do get multiple hits with this weapon, we get blight rounds, and then whenever we hit an enemy, we poison them for tick damage basically. So that's what we're running for this build, a strand Glaive, so that we can utilize the strand artifact. Second thing we're running is Velocity Baton. So Velocity Baton is essential in this build with Attrition Orb, because what we want to be utilizing in this build is our class item, exotic class item, which is Signoracne and Renewal Grass. We want to be as tanky as possible so we can stay in the fight, be very aggressive with our Glaive swings. So this is going to give us Wolven Mail and Frost Armor, and then Velocity Baton will be giving us our orbs for restoration inside our build with the Golden Gun Facet of Purpose. So that's why Velocity Baton is very important. But we also rocking a strand siphon in our helmet, so when we do get strand kills with the Glaive by swinging on people, it will make an orb, and that will give us restoration as well. And then of course we're rocking Reaper in our class item to give us an orb as well from popping our class ability while we're swinging with the Glaive. So we got plenty of ways to get restoration proc for us. We just want to make sure we get Wolven Mail and Frost Armor from our exotic class item. And then we're rocking Watchful Eye just because y'all know I love this weapon. Okay, Rolling Storm to give us them bolt charges in this build as well, but also too because we are rocking Heavy Ordnance Regeneration, so we get our grenade back quicker in this build, since it's all about spamming our grenade for the damage resist, and we get times to resist with this as well, so double dipping. Since we're here in the artifact anyway, this is the correct artifact. My bad, we're still in the other artifact for my other build. So we got Overload Machine Gun, like I said, Unstoppable Glaive. We got on Volatile Morphment for Velocity Baton for the volatile rounds. We got on Unraveling Orbs because we're rocking a strand Glaive, so we're going to be doing a lot of unraveling up. We pick up an orb power, and then this increased the damage of the Glaive by 5%. So we don't have Triton Vice on. We want to try to increase our damage as much as possible because Triton Vice not here to give us that 100% damage buff. We're rocking Disruptor Spike, so the enemies do 52% less damage to us whenever they sever, which we will be doing with Slice on in our Glaive. And because we got Horror Shuttle boosted on, where our Threadlings will sever targets as well, and Horror Shuttle making that whenever a target's unraveled, it produces Threadlings. We got Unraveling Orbs on to get unraveling, so they all intertwine one another. We got Hold the Line on, so whenever we surrounded by 3 enemies within 15 meters, our reload speed and stability is increased on our Glaives, and our final blows with Glaives heal us, so that boosts the survivability there. We got Flashover on, so our bolt charges do more damage, and we get M5 whenever we get max bolt charges, which Watchful Eye will give us bolt charges in this build. And then we got No Bail, so that when we get rapid Glaive melee final blows, we get special ammo back for our Glaive, but also whenever we block damage with our Glaive, and increase our melee damage. And then we got Defibrillating Blast for the champions, giving us max bolt charges, jolt the champions from getting struck by bolt charges, and make bolt charges in general do jolt now with Defibrillating Blast on, and we get health whenever we trigger a bolt charge. And then like I said, we got Heavy Ordnance on, for the resist and class ability and stuff. I mean, cooldown on the grenade and melee. Fragments and stuff. Marksman dies for the short cooldown class ability usage for our Threaded Spectre, for our clones. Rocking Golden Gun for restoration with Facet of Purpose. Threaded Spike on the severed targets and get some Dark Transcendence energy. Dustfield Grenade because we are rocking Renewal in our class exotic class item. We're rocking Winter Shroud, so we have more uptime on our class ability spamming, and whenever we do use our class ability, we get some damage reduction. So the Spectre, like I told you guys, for the clone survivability, they look at the clone while we swing on them. We got Faster to Hope on, so now we got an elemental buff on. We get increased class ability, so we're gonna be getting our class ability a lot, and that's what we want. Okay, Faster Protection, so we get some damage resist when we are close up within 15 meters surrounded, which we purposely gonna be doing. Faster to Dawn, so whenever we use our powerful Threaded Spike, we'll get Radiant on. That's just in case we run to a barrier champion. We can use the grenade launcher to deal with it. Faster Purpose, like I said. We got Faster Devotion on, so whenever we defeat targets that are afflicted by stasis or strand debuff, which they will be because of unraveling, we get Light Transcendence. This helps us get our prismatic bar up very fast from killing unraveled targets, since we will be using a strand glaive anyway, so we don't have to worry about our dark. And then we got Faster Blessing on, so when you get melee kills with our glaive, it immediately start our health regen. The more recovery you got on your build, the quicker the health regen will be when you see the bar going up. Mobs we got on 2 special armor finders because we are rocking double special weapons. And then we got Strand Siphon on, so we can make some ores with our strand glaive. We got on Impact Induction, so when we do power melee damage with Threaded Spectre, we get some grenade energy back. Then we got the other one where we do power melee damage, we get class ability back. And then we got grenade damage gives us class ability back, so we want our clone back as soon as possible. Resist mods on our chest piece. Make sure you have a melee damage resistance because we will be close to enemies non-stop, so you want that damage resistance. And then our leg piece, we got Innovation on, so we can get our grenade back quick from picking up all the ores we're gonna be making, so we can spam our Dustfield Grenade for the Woven Mail and the Frost Armor. Recuperation on, so pick up ores, we get health back. And then we got Strand Weapon Surge on for that extra damage again that we lost from not having Triton on. And then our exotic class item, we got Reaper on because we will be chase stepping a lot for some orbs. Bomber on, so whenever we chase step, we get some grenade energy back so we can spam our grenades more often. And that Powerful Attraction to pick up them ores off the ground is near us when we are close up fighting enemies and we need a near close call to get our health back from picking up the orb off the ground. That's the build, guys. Hope you guys love it and enjoy it. I had a ball using Glaives with these 2 last builds I did. It was very fun. I usually sleep on Glaives. This was hot. This was hot. Who knows? I may make one for the stasis heavy one. We'll see. We'll see. It's not a stasis season. Anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And until next time, stay up.